First and foremost, to all my people, I apologize. I know I said I was going to go live. You already know what this is. It's on the lockout. The reason why we didn't get to go live today is because with everything happening in the world, like what else could happen? My computer, I caught that blue screen, black screen, because it turns all colors. So if anyone knows how to get rid of that, please let me know in the comment section. I'm having a problem with my computer. I forcefully stopped it, like, shut it off. And when I shut the power off with the button, when it came back on, when I try to put it back on, it's a blue screen. Then I try to put it back on, it's black screen. And it's like nothing is playing. It's just a blank screen. Something that was perfectly, I always took great care of it. So what else could happen? We getting right into this story because I didn't want to leave you guys without nothing. So I'm putting out some audio this way to a few days, and I fixed that problem. So the Netas, Kings, we on the island. At this time, the beef is popping with the Bloods. It's getting crazy. So the Bloods, with all respect to every party involved, because we never want to violate or disrespect nobody. We don't do that on this channel. And a reminder, this is not a gang channel. We're just telling a story in hopes that people don't end up where I was at or everybody else was at in them situations. The Netas started backing up, right? Because the Kings fell back. Like, yo, you know what? That wasn't our problem to begin with. So they fell back. You already know what this is on the lockout. So once the Kings fall back, they're on their own. But the Bloods are putting in major work. So now and they're not fighting with the Kings. Like, everybody started riding the 5. I see a lot of comments with all these people posting now and making content for YouTube. And people are like, oh, they never rode the 5 on the island, this and that. Bro, you're bugging out. They did. If you was in the box for major years and you didn't know about it, then that's a different story. But I was out in population, bro. And every time, even up to today in the street, when I see Bloods, they be like, what up, 5? Vice versa. So let's be real with what's real. So the Netas, the ones that were real thorough, they started becoming kings. It's like somebody will tell them, like, yo, why you in that? Become king, bro. You king material. And at one point, the Kings was letting them in. And that worked both ways, because sometimes they was taking Netas that had super beef with Bloods. And now he's king, and we're not fighting anymore. So that's kind of crazy. But leave in the comments what you feel about that. I remember one of my friends in HDM. We was in 1A. This is like 96, something like that. Yeah, 96. Because then I went downstairs and I was with Dizzy. I think I told that story. I was in 1B. So anyway, this kid Chino, when he was 11 years old, he touched his pop's needle. And he contracted a very, very strong disease, with all respect to everybody, right? And I felt so hurt for him when he told me this story, bro. But he was one that was Nieta, was super thorough and became king, and then was putting in work on everything that moved, bro. We never had problems at those times with the Bloods, because we was like not showing off and nothing. You guys know we don't do that. We was ones that was thorough. Like, we'll go in any house and be like, I'm going in there. Like, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And we was the smallest ones, and that's what I think people respected the most. Right? So it pops off in the mess hall with this dude, right? So the dude was everything at one point. And shout out to him, bro. I don't mean disrespectfully. This is what I heard. I never spoke to him per se. I never asked him. He was Muslim. He was 5%er. He was Nieta. He was king. He was everything. So I'm with Dizzy at this time. You know what I'm saying? I'm in 1B. Dizzy CMC. There's a gate. We on this side, he's on the other side. So he comes out to the little catwalk, whatever it is, to use the phone and all that. But when we go to Chow, they was letting him out with us. Boom. Like, he'll go to Chow with us. So we in the Chow, it's about to pop with a dude. I don't want to say names because I don't get into that. And has a case where he's doing like 20 to life and he's about to come home, and I don't want to mess nothing up for him or nothing like that, so I'll leave the names out of it. He knows what I'm talking about. Everybody that knows the story in Brooklyn knows what it is. Sunset Park. So they about to jump him, this so-called blood dude. But mind you, I'm with Dizzy. You know, and if anybody knows Dizzy, you know what it is with him. So Dizzy tells me, like, nah, war, F that. Rock that dude. Do you, war. Dizzy tells me on the low, he fooled anyway. So I'm like, oh, word? So everybody's thinking the kid is blood, but I just got the word from Big Honcho, like, yo, do you. You know, from there, big dog. So we sitting down, I'm eating. They about to jump the dude that had blue trial, right? For like 20 to life. So he gets up, boom, he swings on him. But I swing on the dude that swings on him, and it starts popping. Chino pops with me, the two smallest dudes. Everybody else stood sitting down because they were like, war, he's not king no more. But I was like, nah, he from around my way, bro. I gotta go home and see this dude, bro. I don't get down like that. And plus, I didn't feel like I was fighting with none of the bloods from my house or nothing like that, because I was already told, like, he's not really blood no more. We was about to rock him anyway. So, like, you're doing us a favor. You understand? So, I don't know. This whole time when I swing on him, he puts me in the headlock. But Dizzy spits codes and tells him, like, yo, let him go. So when he lets me go, I snuff him. Boop! I keep it 100. He's way bigger than me. He's like, yo, you see her? So now it's popping in the meso, but I didn't know this whole time while he had me in the headlock, he was reaching in his, in his trunk for his ratchet. So he was about to take out the razor, right? And try to put it to me. I didn't know that, but I'm trying to get off the headlock. But Dizzy spitting cold on, then Dizzy grabbed him and he couldn't believe it. He's like, yo, he said it just like this. He said, bro, you're gonna hold this burger down or whatever? And Dizzy's like, spitting codes at him like, that's my little man, boss. So they start beefing. They take me and Chino out of everybody, put us in the bullpen. But when the COs tell us what pins you want to go to, I say I want to go in that pin. And the CO's like, yo, they all in there. That's the kid I just fought with. A few of them, they got involved with him that didn't know what was going on. And we went in there. And we like, what up? So I stood up on the bench. And they were like, nah, boy, I respect that. But even though he hugged me, I hugged him from a distance because he was known for hugging dudes and ripping them. The moral of the story is, somebody had asked me about Dizzy and was like, yo, that's not right. And I speak truth. I say what's right. What's right is right. Some people were like, oh, Dizzy was putting in work on his own people. Dizzy was hurting and he's Latino, he's Panamanian or whatever people were saying. I never asked him what he was straight up. I know that he did speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? But, and I'm talking about Dizzy with the long braids, super long braids. And he was a good dude to me, so I could only speak good about him just because he was king and he's blood. That doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, if you're a good dude, you're a good dude. Y'all already know how I live. You know what I'm saying? But I remember the time where Menudo, one of my peoples, came in and was like, yo, that's Dizzy back then? I was like, yeah. He was like, F that dude, don't feed him, because Dizzy told me, yo, boy, I'm hungry, man. I ain't even gonna lie, I'm starving, B. But Dizzy used to talk to me at night because my cell was by the TV. At the end, it was the last cell before the CMC gate started. And I was like, bro, Menudo was like, nah, don't feed that dude, bro. I had a problem with him in Brooklyn House. Menudo's getting at him. They beefing. I'm like, yo, chill. I said, yo, I'm not going to leave no man hungry, bro. I'm not going to do that. And plus, Dizzy used to sit there and tell me how he was around Blood, or how he was around King Blood, and King Blood was a good dude, a smart dude, how they used to talk a lot. And that touched me. You know what I'm saying? Because he was telling me a story about how he sat down with the founder of the Kings and they used to kick it, and get deep into stories. And he talked a lot to me about Blood, and only in a good way. So I had no other choice in my heart but to repay him, at least with not leaving him hungry. You understand what I'm saying? He broke bread with Blood, so why me not break bread with Blood? You get it? With all that being said, bro, while I was there, Dizzy was a good dude. Yeah, people got work put on and all that. It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I could speak for him. For all these other dudes that are talking about, in the 90s, the kings was oppressing this and that. Listen, kings started because they were being oppressed as Spanish people. Then when they became so deep, hurt people, you do to others what was done to you, and the cycle continues, right? But when you're spreading, and I'm not saying everybody's doing this, but when you're spreading like, oh, them dudes are no good, or them dudes, you know, it starts putting in the head of the youth. Like, you know, wherever you see these dudes, put work on them. Like, they against blacks. And that's not true. I'm in the hood every day. In my neighborhood, it's all full of bloods. And I hang out with them. I don't record it every day because that's not what we do, bro. We don't put people like that out on social media. You know, but it seems like now everybody wants to be gang on social media, right? Or on YouTube, when it's always stated like this is not the platform for that. I'm only speaking on these stories straight up like that with name and everything because people kept asking me about the situation and, yo, what about Netas? They were becoming kings. Yo, what about when you was there with Dizzy? You said it in a live before. And I said it in one of my stories at the bottom in one of my videos a long time ago. I say a lot of things a long time ago. That's like the same way I've been saying, yo, I play possum on these dudes. Now I hear everybody saying they play possum. I even heard it in rap songs. And I'm not talking about nobody in particular because people be like, oh, he's talking about so-and-so. Bro, I'm talking about everybody's been saying it since I started saying that. And there's nothing to show off about. It's cool. I get it. But give props where props is due. That's like the same way we started the Rikers Island stories and Upstate stories and put it just like that in my channel name and everything. Rikers Island story. Everybody follows suit. When I talked about Dead Barely, when I talked about Bail 'em Out Barely, when I said the names, when I said this, people did the same thing, but they just actually put it into action. Like they put the actual person in front of you. Boom. But it was my same story. You get what I'm saying? Or you don't get what I'm saying? I see it. But because you're a smaller channel, people think it's unnoticeable. Right? And then be like, you know, this is our content. Like, we came up with this whole idea. Nah, bro. You're not watching a lot of stuff that's going on. Or you're watching and you're not saying nothing. Because bigger channels always come to the bottom and steal. Poof. And could put it out there. And for a minute, nobody that, you know, is blinded by it. They don't see it. Like, oh, this kid's been saying all this. This is where you got all this idea from or whatever. And I'm not saying nobody in particular, again, because I don't do the social media beefing thing unless you straight coming at me. But what's right is right. And that's like somebody else had told me in the comments. I'm answering comments. Yo, these dudes is talking this and that. They was putting work in on their own people. Yes, I was there. So did every other clique. The Bloods was also putting in work on their own blacks, oppressing their own blacks. If you went in there with sneakers up to today, if you go in there with sneakers or a chain and you land in a blood house, you black, purple, green, whatever, you're getting rocked. And it's vice versa with a lot of cliques, I'm saying. And it shouldn't be that way. It should be if a black man goes in there, a Spanish man goes, it should be for the people, right? Against oppression. But nah. We oppress our own people. So what are we talking about here? That's what I'm saying. What are we talking about here? Where are we getting at with all this? Because it's not solving nothing. At the end of the day, I see a lot of hate being spread in the comments. Oh, F them kings. The other day, look, and a lot of these dudes, I watch what they comment, and I'm like, oh, this dude is fake. And they even comment their foul stuff on me, and I'm still a protector of my people, of good people. You know what I'm saying? That's like this dude, Angel Fuentes, and I'm gonna shout him out. He commented on a blood comment, and he put 5. That's what's up. I respect you all. And in the comments, you got people 5 dogs. One of you dudes, the ones that was oppressing them, and they started because of you. Get the F out of here with that 5 shit. Nobody run that 5 shit with you. That's wrong, bro. The kid is showing love. You got viewers. There's millions of viewers. There's kings. You got millions of viewers. There's Netas. Because they don't rep in New York no more. They still deep. So you don't want to cater to that audience. Like you got to watch what you say. Because you're only going to cater to one type of audience. And I'm dropping some jewels on here on people. And you take it for what it is. If you're trying to make a living off of this, you can't just cater to one group of people. It's not going to work. Your audience is going to be very, very minute little, bro. Facts. And the reason why I mentioned that name about the kid Angel that made that comment and people threw at him in the comment section is because I also seen a comment. This is how you know War's a good dude, bro. And I gotta say this to myself, like, damn, boy, you a hell of a guy, buddy. Because, still in awe, somebody commented like, yo, you need to get Warpath up there on the channel on Queen's Flip. And I'm reading the comments. And he still answered like, yo, Warpath's name holds no weight. With all respect to that brother. How you gonna say with all respect to War, but be like, War don't hold no weight, nigga? You don't even know me, Duke. You're not even in New York, for what I think, bro. But still in all, you know I'm a good dude because I read that comment. He commented foul about me, supposedly a twin, right? We don't do that. Real G's don't comment bad about their bro or talk bad about their bro on social media. That's a fact. That's why people don't see our twins out there. And let me tell you something about that word twin. And everybody's using that word twin loosely. And the whole world knows the first ones to start saying twin, twin. Anyway, bro, let me not get into that. But y'all know what it is with that word twin. Shout out Big Pun and them, bro. Anyway, rest in peace. Bottom line, me being who I am, I still find it in my heart to talk good about a brother and hold him down. Because it's foul what I seen and I didn't like it. Never mind what he did to me. I have forgiveness and no hate in my blood. Warpath is real like that. But anyway, back to this thing here, bro. I see everybody now getting on social media, and I don't have a problem with it. It's all good, bro. I don't own the YouTube platform. I don't none of that. But I gotta give props to myself. Everybody that's been watching says, yo, War, you done started something. And people are watching, but they not gonna name you because you're from or total, you know, like in some of these people's head, I'm the ops. I'm not ops, bro. I'm not a guy. I love all people, bro. I love all people, bro. You need to get that through your head. I've always been like that. In my hood, I live in a block full of bloods, bro. And everybody knows I'm king for years. Everybody. And they be like, yo, War, what up, what up? When I walk up the block, I go hang out with blood dudes that I know, bro. So, like, people saying all this, that's all bullshit. That was their reality or those people's reality in those years, bro. After that, all that got deaded on the island all over the world, bro. Yeah, you got your chosen few people that still believe in the beef because a king blast them and cut him or a blood cut a king, so that'll never get out that individual's head. But there's a million other people, trillions, that none of that happened to. That is like, bro, that's my dude. And it is what it is. Take the time out to really sit with someone and ask them, bro, why you hate them people so much? Why you hate the black and gold so much? Or analyze his story and what happened. And I bet you, and this with all respect to anybody, the kings either beat fire out of him, cut him, stabbed him up, or did something to him. But ask him why. It's rare that it was like just for no reason. You either was trying to rob somebody, take somebody's sneakers or something on the island. Or it was when the war was popping and everybody was getting it and it was happening on both sides. Other than that, most of the time it was because dudes was trying to take something from somebody and we wasn't having it. And I'm a fair dude. I'm saying on both sides. Ask a bro or king or Netas, whoever, why you hate them dudes so much. And he'll tell you this is something happened to him. Something was done to him. And that person either turned from another clique and that dude now hates that whole clique, and you can't blame a whole group of people for what one individual did or even 2 or 3 individuals did. That's that isolated incident, or even if it's a few isolated incidents, but as a whole, you cannot blame a whole nation of people for a few that or one. That cannot happen. That's not cool. And that's what we do with everything. Like, every white man to us is no good. Every white man didn't do something to us, bro. It was that man or those men, not everybody. Love all people, gang.